We had no sound during that whole thing, did we? Thank you, Moon Boots. Well,
Well, we said all the best stuff, so stream is all downhill from here.
That's all I needed.
there is a silver lining here. I get to insult Graham again. So, what's going on, folks? Welcome to the battle report for May Agents 2026. Chris Vack is here, joined by all of the good Medusan lords. So Russ was introducing himself as we were going. So you want to keep on going, Russ?
I was, yeah. Well, I suppose everyone saw the thumbs up anyway, but you also announced them that they wouldn't have heard that. So, um, yeah, things are good. I think we had a good May. I think June's going to be even more fun, and yeah, we've got some. We were kind of light on the prizes for May because we're saving up to dish out plenty of prizes for June. So yeah, no prize wheel this time. We're gonna have a whole bunch of them for our strategic debrief whenever that comes around.
Exactly. And we are also joined by Oliver Eagle. How you doing, Ollie?
Doing good.
Not used to seeing your video with the sun still up. So
Yeah, sorry. You know,
happens being
I can't really block it out. So I tried to give me some lighting from behind, but you know, that's about as good as it gets. So, but yeah, no daughter to walk behind though. She's out going to a concert. So.
Oh damn! There you go. She doesn't even have to do dishes today. Look at that. She got off the hook.
No dishes.
She already did it.
Did her dishes.
There we go.
Oh, look at her.
And got in a practice game of Warlord for strategic. So
look at that. Her overlord must be proud, whoever that person is. But all right, guys. Before we start talking about strategics, I know this is what we're itching for, but still, we have to go through May Agents. We have to give this tournament its flowers, and we have to celebrate the winner. So let's start with May Ancients. So this was the first time that we were playing Ancients with the MRPs from the Box of Greed. So that is the kind of uniqueness to this event, I guess we will say. And I kind of, just to run through a quick highlight of what that is, we have Corin Drac is now +1 level while in play, so that undid the 4E1. Ada now stacks again, which is really good. Gednuri, who we see on the event artwork here, now is both melee and range strikes again. Right? Or is it actions too?
Actions, yeah.
It's actions,
actions,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. So
Yeah.
even better. So and that's just 3. I think there was like a few others. Like Graham was very excited about Verusk, but I don't think we ever saw anyone play Verusk at all.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, but so it was a little bit different, and we saw some people who were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try some new stuff with this," and others who just took an old deck and decided to try and just redo it. It depends on
and
what you got.
we also had a particularly special occurrence in May, which was somewhere in Kentucky. Somebody's last few brain cells just like got together and conspired during I assume watching wrestling, because we had an invasion of curse decks.
Yes, we did.
Which was special. It was special.
Exactly. Hold on. I have to play something. Okay.
It's a big bloody stupid
Thank
hat with a
you.
big bloody
That's right,
stupid
guys.
cousin.
I have the ability to play alerts too. All right, cool. So, yes.
There it is.
Exactly. we got it done here. But yeah, Danhausen stole the scene here, much like he has stolen the scene in the NBA playoffs and in the WWE. There were five people from Kentucky running a Lakar curse deck, and I got to play against 3 of them. God,
I only got to play against 2 of them.
I only did 2.
Yeah.
Russ, can we have this conversation? Why do you keep giving me like months of the same exact warlord constantly? What is going on here? Let's talk about
You're gonna have to ask whatever it is appspot.arena dot whatever the heck it is. Because apparently it just hates you. I don't know what you did to it, but
I know my content has suffered for 2 months of watching. All right, hey guys, you just watched an hour-long matchup here. Here's that same hour-long matchup. Here we go.
and to be fair, it's also Kentucky's fault for building duplicates of the same deck. I don't know. Most tournaments don't have 5 copies of the same exact idea. Well, I guess.
Kinda, sorta. Well, we had 5 memoriams. I played against 4 of them. So it's been rough. But I ran Senga Kish. Figured I'd want to show some Chosen love, because who knows when or if I would ever get to play the Chosen again. So I decided to bring that bad boy back. Russ, what'd you end up playing?
So I ran a deck that honestly took me a minute to decide what Warlord I wanted, because the deck kind of ran the same regardless of the Warlord. Because it had change of leadership and Black Banner, and it was kind of designed to just really not particularly care which Warlord started in play, which was particularly funny against the curse decks. Because as soon as they would curse my Warlord, I'd just be like, okay, I'll change Warlords then. and of course, whenever it changed to Duke Richter, that was kind of that. But yeah, it was. So it ended up being Lord Gahidrelian. So I wanted, when I finally came time to pick a Warlord, I decided based on the ugly list. I wanted to pick some Warlord from the ugly list to try to get him off the ugly list, and I tried and failed. But interestingly enough, I was this close to picking Erebus, and that just so happens to be pretty much the deck that Gunn built, who did manage to get Erebus off the ugly list. But Gahid remains ugly. It's because of that campaign edition reprint, I think, probably. But yeah, so but it was a fun deck. It did what it did pretty well. But I lost in like 35 seconds flat to one of our new players, King of Globia, his Blitz Stealth Trespass deck that he just got the ultimate perfect hand 2 games in a row and just raced into my ranks and murdered me, and that was that. So
sounds very familiar.
But yeah, had a good run. Yeah, yeah. I think you got to feel that too.
Yes, I did. Ali, what about you? What would you cook up this month?
So since I wouldn't get to play Zultan as my repeat strategic deck, I went with Zultan this month, and kind of brought in the Envoy Soroya, and just kind of put Dev Axe on wizards, and then played things like Viper Whip and Fell Blow and stuff like that. So I don't know, it was kind of a fun deck, but it wasn't. It was okay. It wasn't great.
That's fair. And Viper Whip, I think it makes it so aren't weapons blank for that though?
No, it's you don't get the bonus, and you don't get any extra effects, but the react is not an effect. It's a react to the hitting with the strike, so you can still Dev Axe off it.
Oh, that's some random weird rules learning thing that would have to be explored.
It's just one of those things. It doesn't, it doesn't, like if you have a weapon that does extra wounds or something like that, you don't get the extra wounds. But
yeah, like Kingslayer.
But a triggered ability is different. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the ability is printed on the character. I mean, it's considered to be printed on the character with the abilities from the items, right?
This sounds like some joshing if I've ever seen
joshing
in myself.
Yeah. It's okay. It was really kind of just based on my strategic deck from 2024 when I got to start with the banner, which was fun. And I was just trying it with some of the new Saga cards, since I didn't know when I would be able to kind of play that again. So
there you go. All right, well, let's see how we all turned out. Look at that. I'm also going to get rid of the website, guys. But here we go. This is the standings after Swiss. So we can see at the top was Sanjington, 18 points with Talib, Al-Seer, He was and he 2-0'd all the games in Swiss, so we had somebody going potentially for the flawless victory after Swiss, which was very interesting. Followed by QTP running Tavish Jape, an Uriel from Fox and Otter, which is very interesting, and Erebus Stormchild. So again, the top two, no, okay, cool. That's like not too shocking. Talib's like, okay, that's good to see. But then fucking Uriel and Erebus, like, what's going on with this man?
Yeah, and Jatia after that, which is always a wild card.
That's true. That was Tomato. What was Adam doing with that one?
It was
Is it Serene?
Ev that just makes you keep rolling initiative, and then you just charge up Surge, Varvelin, and turn into a Terror Shard, and then just have a level 7 drag. There are hopefully two level 7 dragons first turn, and hopefully that's enough.
Malcolm Adron, I think it is, or something like that. Yeah, that's a fun one. We also had Graham with Belial, who is just running the same cleric support that he always runs, just with different warlords. But I think here he specifically wanted to show what starting with light can do. And I think he was trying to show the impact of the preset 20 for like epic judgments and things like that. Would have been nice to have him on here to talk about what he felt about that. But I mean, from the games I watched, I thought everything was kind of fine. But he still might have strong opinions.
I just used my dust to dust 20 lighted, and 8 is 20.
There you go. It's Amadasi's Fire's time to shine. Start setting 20s and make you do DC checks.
Yep.
I may have done with Zultan, so I used his react on the 20 and then still got the dust off to kill his character.
Let's go. That's great. That's how you do it. After Swiss, I was 4-1-1. That was pretty good with Saga Kish. So 7th seed before the play-in round. Jordan Drac with Resto. We saw him on my stream as well. He was doing the Obulite Hound. I draw Steed and then just go kaboom. So glass cannon deck. He snuck in the 8th seed at 12 points. So that means all 12 pointers made the play-in round. So that meant we got to see Kamikaze with the Cursed Lakar deck. He was the only one to break through of that bunch. Crackers was lurking there, but he had to win it in against me and lost because my deck was very well prepared to handle the cursing. I mean, I was a blood magi, so I know a thing or two about the Bruja up in here that you guys were throwing my way. So that worked out for me. Then King of Globia with the Trespass deck, which we have mentioned, which again, in my play-in round, I ended up losing to him. Game 1, I felt pretty good. I think my deck did what it did. And then just the next 2 games, it was move forward 2 ranks, recon in, threaten you, hunting for sport, you're dead.
Yeah.
And then he did that twice in a row.
Yeah, exactly. I think he stacked his deck, but except for the fact that he couldn't, but otherwise probably did. But even in the game 2 that I had, the game 1 I had against him, I was like, well, stealth deck, like usually it's going to take a turn to build up. So I was like, I think I'm probably safe. I made my game choices based on that, and he like raced up and murdered me. And I was like, okay, so game 2, I had the option to give Gahid more hit points with a Drachmail and have him just fall up front. But I was like, no. I was like, I don't think he can do that 2 games in a row, can he? So I was like biding my time. I could have changed the leadership too over to Corinne. But yeah, no, he absolutely did the exact same thing. Just murdered me instantaneously. It was terrible.
It was a solid trespass deck. It worked very well. Yeah, and Drew very consistent.
My only actual complaint about that deck is that he used the wrong art for him. He didn't use the William O'Connor art. So he gets negative 12 points in Swiss for that. So, in fact, I need to adjust the list.
I wish that worked out, but I think he just kind of put the curse on him for the top 8. So that was fine. But it was great to see again. That was his first tournament, I believe. So he was a newcomer making the cut, which was always great to see. We loved seeing that. We also love seeing another chosen in the play-in round, but this is disc golf. My chosen rival, I would say, where he's the only other person who plays chosen. And when we had the chosen faction point, we were doing like the faction leaderships there, which, I had won with Sangakish that 1 month, and like I think in one tournament. I like had like 100+ points, or 2 tournaments I ran chosen. And I was like at like, I want to say like 100+ points. Like, all right, cool, no one's going. And then like I didn't play chosen again for most of the year, except disc golf did for like 6 months, and started slowly creeping up. And I was like, ah, shit, I gotta go back to these fucking purple people. But tier 2 is one of his favorite warlords. So he was able to get into the play-in round, losing to Graham, though. I think he did take a game off of Graham. I don't know. Maybe or maybe not.
I could tell you.
And then, while you're looking it up, and then the Melly K coming in with High Priest Nasseril. Moon Boots, what were you running?
He did not take a game off of Graham.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
Yep.
I remember watching it, like he was looking pretty good. I knew he dropped a resh. I saw that. Moon Boots, what was your level 3 for High Priest?
Well, I'm sorry. I take it back, by the way. He did. I was looking at the wrong tab. He did take a game off of Graham.
Okay, cool.
So go disc golf.
Okay, I remember watching. I saw Arash at the board. I was like, okay, cool. So Moon Boots was doing the Samope High Priest, which I think is a good call. Like, we haven't seen that deck in a while, so it's good that like people bring it back. I think most people just got, they know it's there, but they forgot about it, and like, let me go with other things. But that deck is still very solid. So Epic Judgment.
So what is it? I don't think I've seen that one. What does it do?
So you start Samope or a level 3 in rank 2, and then you're playing Bull Rush, Suicidal Charge, Hero's Gambit. You're just going all in on this level 3 fighter that's now backed by this level 5 cleric. So anyone's doing to him, you're sacrificing or healing with the medicine. You're playing Epic Judgments to help clear the ranks, but you have the level 3 that you start there, and you build around that level 3. And just Samope having so many strikes, you just go ham.
Yeah, she's great. I love the card.
Yeah, because I remember when the 4E 20th anniversary card Warlords got printed. I remember High Priest Nasseril was very popular around then. We saw a lot of these kind of rush decks, and then I think that was also part of why Suicidal Charge got restricted on Ancients, which I still think is a good call. That and Amadasi's Blaze. That's kind of a problem. But Suicidal Charge is the Blaze. 3 strikes, turn into an Inferno before I die. Sucker. But yep, so that was the play-in and the results that we have now for the cut and the winner we got. So this is what the bracket ended up looking like, folks. So let's start on the left side. So Sanjington was able to clean up on the left side of the bracket. He did lose a game, I know, to Gun in the top 4, which I didn't really see how. We could talk about this Erebus deck, which also beat Graham. Was this like just similar to what you were running, Russ, just with Erebus? Is that what it was?
It was similar, but it's same but different. So it was based very specifically around Duke Richter, building him up, getting the Black Banner on him so that he could become the Warlord. Whereas my deck had like Lady Drax and Corinne Drax and a few other, like other wacky fighters along with Duke's. So mine was just kind of all over the place. His was very focused on Duke Richter becoming Warlord. And so, yeah. And then with Erebus, of course, canceling action cards, it helped just kind of delay, like with decks like, like Graham's in particular, that the action cards are a big part of the deck. It was pretty effective. It was surprisingly effective. And I was happy to see Erebus performing that well. But yeah, it was so we were starting with Sanji and Melike, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just talking about the left side as a whole, and then
Yeah.
But I mean, we want to talk about the bracket as a whole too. Like, there's 2 interesting aspects that we see here. One, every faction but Chosen is represented.
Which was amazing.
And number 2, 3 out of the 4 play-in rounds went to the person who just barely made the play-in. So Graham was the only one who would have been in the traditional top 8 that won his match. Otherwise, the underdog won in every other match.
Yeah, and I think, I know I've stood on this soapbox more than once, but to me, a game that's got whatever thousands of cards in the pool, in the Ancients format, very few bans and restrictions, just a handful, right? And to just continue to have this much balance and see this many different warlords making the top 8, I think is phenomenal. Like 2 warlords coming off of the ugly list, all 6 main real factions represented on the top 8 board. Like, I mean, to me that's amazing. But I would not assume that we would still have that much variety at this point in the game, if I was just an outsider walking in. So I think it's fantastic. Kudos to the people that were on the Ancients committee before.
Damn right, before. I don't know who you people are now, but we put this game in the right spot, and now it's your job. Like, the smartest thing that the new committee has done is not make changes. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I know a few of them. I think that was the smartest move.
And they're probably terrible. It's all right.
Well, terrible people, yes, but no, that doesn't necessarily make them terrible at decision making all the time, every time.
Yeah, so there we go. But so the left side, Sandington cruises on. Top seed goes all the way. Otherwise, yeah, it was chalk the whole way. So getting to the finals, and then on the right side, we had chalk the whole way through. Like, so the favorite won every match in the top 8 except for the finals. So we get the top 2 seeds in the cut. It was QTP versus Sandington. Sandington's flawless victory ended against Gunn. He did take a game off of him, I believe. I asked Sandy, like, how the fuck did you lose to Erebus? And he was like, I'm like, you do strikes. You literally go in, so he can't cancel it. What happened? And he was like, I did not draw stealth for like 3 turns, so I just lost. So that's how his flawless streak came to an end, and then he immediately fell flat on his face and punted in the finals, which I think was 2-1 against QTP, a very good match, which you can see the VOD on QTP, who decided to stream it. So look at that. We got new content creators. Not only is this his first tournament win, but he also decided to do a Warlord stream. Look at that. It's a month of first.
So. I was going to ask that. So this is his first win of all time? Because, I know he was pretty active right before I got involved with online play. I know he's always been a top 8, a regular top 8er.
He's done well. I know he was top 4 in Worlds a while back, where famously Dow Foster tried to delay Game 3 till the next day when QTP would have work. I do remember that, and Graham not wanting to make a decision, and me yelling at Graham, fucking nut up and make a decision. It's like, I can't. I'm the fucking on the other side of the bracket. Back, somebody do something. And then I think, that was a real best. But we've come a long way. QTP has come back and shown. I know the interesting part of this Tavis deck. He was starting that level 1 cleric with charisma, Mary.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah. So I like, this is one of those weird situations where, like, back when that card was released, I remember the playtest name, and the playtest name of that card was Sunny, and I've only ever called that card Sunny, so I only know that it's Mary. That is, I couldn't tell you what the full name of that card is. I just know because in my head it's still burned as the playtest name. But I'm glad that card finally saw some actual play, and he was doing some fun stuff. I mean, he still had the traditional Tavis support with wizards like flame waves and things like that, but he was using charisma to get advantage or disadvantage to the opponent, which was really cool.
Yeah, it seemed pretty effective, having 3 chances at charisma with like really good odds of making it.
I think I need like a 8 or a 6.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty powerful, well, especially with the new the new charisma. If given the new rule set in 5e.
Atomic Tomato apparently also started that.
He used it on his own initiative rolls to increase the chance that he could win and keep making actions.
That's so funny. But yeah, look at
I love
that.
it.
But otherwise, like looking at the new cards, I know Sandington was also running Nuri, so that was a clear impact there that was able to help out. But I mean, it was a traditional Talib stealth deck, which I think is very good. I mean, I used it to kill Arcos Loth way back when, so that was pretty good. So it is a proven commodity, but again, that's one of those decks like not a lot of people run it. But with all these actions running around, now is the time to do it. Talib has to come back and remind people that yes, I can cancel your epic judgment because you have to target my character. So I can redirect it and then kill the target. So, or he can throw it back onto the opponent.
Yeah.
And you know what? I only realized. I don't know. Maybe I was late to the party, but what I only realized recently is that there's only 3 dev rogues, warlords. They're all pretty good in competitive ancients play, and they're all promos. Like, but it's just kind of weird to me. But yeah, like I think of those 3, Talib is definitely he's got the most punch. He can pack the most punch, whereas Sir Rollin is kind of gimmicky.
Talib
Well,
was
so is.
originally printed in a set, though. He is a promo now.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you remember what set?
Okay, good.
This one. Yeah, no, I don't.
It was Epic Edition, right? I think so. Or
Yeah,
that between campaign and Epic, and he might be double bugged. I don't remember. But yeah, no, he was Talib was a. But you're right. Like all the dev rogues were insanely good, and there's a reason why there's only 3 of them because it's kind of like Nothrog clerics. Like poor Contul, fuck him, but every other Nothrog cleric is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Fat Trucker is
fucking eating Long John
pretty
Silver.
amazing. He makes a mean deck.
Okay, we'll just keep driving.
Exactly. But yeah, so otherwise, any other closing thoughts on Ancients, gentlemen? Generally speaking, what'd you think?
I thought it was good. Yeah. I think that people made an interesting variety of decks, even counting all of the different varieties of curse decks. I think it was really interesting to see the spread, and especially the top 8 being kind of the pinnacle of that to me.
yeah. I think since it had been a while, you saw a lot of variety just from people being like, well, we haven't done this for a while, so we might, do something kind of wacky, and so you saw a lot of variety, which I think was fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Except for the same deck from all the connected players.
Yeah, I think as Medusans, we'll take that as our cue to make sure we continue to run good old Ancients tournaments every so often, because you'll continue to see an interesting variety.
Yep, exactly. And I've built so many Ancients decks that I really don't have to really think about Ancients too much and try and. That's the thing though. Like with all these new cards, like there's now new things, but it's like I just don't have the ability, the effort, or the desire to really dive deep. Like when it was just Ancients was our only option, it was like going into the lab and like you can brew up some stuff because here's this card pool that it would be 20 plus years old and you were still finding new stuff, which is really cool. But that's just because of how not only was it just because of how vast the card pool was, but it's also with the rules changes that kind of made you relook at older cards in a certain way. Like maybe they now do different things or work differently in your benefit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, every card with stealth and charisma, you were taking another look at those. Yeah.
But
it's
getting
a new name.
Getting 40 players for it was good. Sorry, we were talking over each other. What were you saying? You go.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, with charisma and stealth being new, to take another look at those cards, and so with the new cards being added as well, I hope we get to see your deep dive sometime soon, Chris, because you can make some very wild decks sometimes.
Nah, I'm just
some
gonna
really
keep playing
funny
Sanguino. Fuck that.
I look forward to a rematch in the finals of Ancients at like 3 a.m. at Gen Con with you. You're Sanguinel and Mazad.
I do have Ancients, and I do already have Sanguinel built and ready to go. But then Major's over here crying, oh, I want an Ancients deck. You got Sanguinel? Can you build 2 of it? It's like, I don't have fucking 6 car guys. Come on. What are we doing here? Because of the anti-proxy bullshit. But, and then, like, you know, I still will contend that disallowing proxies and not having a option for newer players to acquire it is what is unfortunately getting Ancients not going to be. It's going to be difficult at Gen Con. I don't expect it to be vast. Like unlike here where we had 40 players, which is really good to see. But it's going to be hard to print with real cards again and do that. So I got a few backup Ancients decks too, but you know, we'll see. Mid of course. Maybe I'll just build him a Darmy again.
Yeah, he
You can
doesn't
leave me
even
alone.
have to think. He could literally play that in his sleep, I think.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but so we'll see how that goes. But all right, that closes the book on Ancients. So we have to get to what is happening in June. Which one of you guys wants to explain to those who may just be learning about strategic? What does that actually mean? Like, what is this madness that will be taking over the airwaves in online Warlordville?
It's all you, Ollie.
Okay. So I mean, you know, strategic is Warlord with like an overlay of like a Risk style, you know, game, right? You're trying to take over the Accord lands, and we've identified, you know, 6 overlords, and they're kind of playing a, you know, like a board game in which, you know, their pieces are the Warlord players that are going to be going out and playing matches based on their movements and you know, trying to hold territory, trying to kill overlords, trying to kill the other overlords that have, you know, customized overlord cards that that a Medusan team created, and you know, really trying to, you know, figure out, because we only played every 2 years, so there's not a like a meta for you know, how to even play this game, right? And we this time we've got you know, 10 warlords per faction, right? Like this map's going to be real small for all those warlords, and I think it's you know, it's a great community event in that, you know, there's a lot of you know, new people coming in and getting a lot of you know, time to kind of talk deck strategy with more seasoned players. You know, people bringing in, you know, different ideas, different things, and then it's the first Kerberos tournament we've had too, so that throws another wrench of like, okay, which warlord is the best warlord to bring into the Saga environment? So there's a lot going on with the strategic. It's an event that we only do every 2 years because it does suck up so much time. The overlords, it sucks up Medusan Lord time, and then, you know, it's just like you, because of the interaction with the different people and the different teams, like I think our most watched you know, games, you know, even just on like Untap, you'll see like 20 people in a game, you know, just watching, you know, 2 or maybe 4 people going at it, and like every game's like that, right? You know, whoever's playing whenever, like people are constantly like checking their Untap and seeing just who's going at it, and because it matters to your team, right? You want to see, you know, what's going on and how that's going to affect the you know, the point totals.
Yep, doing it for 2 years exactly. It is because it takes a lot of time, and let me tell you, it has already started. We've only gotten through drafting the teams, and now we are currently at the time of this recording, we are 1 day away from decks being finalized by the teams themselves. Again, 60 players though, and I like you said, a lot of new faces, but then also there are people who are like, yeah, I only play strategic. Like Elemental, he comes back every 2 years. He's like, dude, I'm in for this. So he's a glutton for punishment. He loves the drama. Same with NH Irish Punk too.
Also, right?
Oh yeah, Chud Pliskin. Yeah, he's back too. He's like these people love these this event, and now certain people do not love this event because of certain actions and lack of rules, and I didn't want to do it in the first place. But I was pressured into doing it, and then fucked over turn one by some left at this out in the rules bullshit. Fuck portals. That's all I'll say. But we have cleared up those rules, and there is no more snafus and no more hidden information, which is good. Because doing a improv for this is really painful, because again, the hours that you go into strategizing as an overlord. Like, guys, it is tough to be an overlord. I know, like, some people might be like, oh, maybe I might want to like lead a team. It's a lot, let me tell you, because you first of all, the overlords who are here right now, especially one of them, will just play mental head games with you, and you should not believe a fucking word that any of them say.
That's the other reason that we can only do this once every 2 years, because we might have an actual literal like player death if we did it more often with the kind of shenanigans that go on in strategic.
We have not had any deaths. We've had cursings. We've had multiple arguments. We've had a panic attack that I know and can confirm.
Oh no.
So like,
there was I believe there have been bags of dicks mailed to people as well, right?
Yep, a bag of dicks and a glitter bomb. That was done. So doxing is not off the table, but it's just because of this mental mind game. It is just it has so much flavor, but it does lead to some interesting memes in the community and stories. So I'm looking forward to once again not participating in this event, but watching from the comfort of Denska, because my role is a neutral overlord.
Yes, yeah, that's one thing I'll add about the rules of this game to anyone not familiar, is that the people running it, the Medusan Lords and the like, do have some small participation in the game, because we run challenge lords that occupy neutral territories that you can just ignore them if you want, or you can challenge them and you get extra prizes if you manage to beat them. But of course, being overlords and in one case Medusan Lord, it's going to be a challenge, especially with just 5e card pool to work with. Kerberos makes it very much interesting, but building 5e decks still is going to be tough against, I think, all of these overlords and Medusan Lords.
Yep. And we have the board up on the screen now, and it's really hard because, again, there's a lot of territories. It's very condensed, and it's intentionally done that way. The first time we did this, it was a lot more spread out, but it was just a little... It didn't really work out well. This is kind of more balanced strategically. For strategic, look at that. But there's a neutral overlord in the north, west, and east. One at Merrick, which is Siege Master, run by our Nothrog specialist here. Sir Tython, run by our worst player here, who needs somebody who can just crush face in first action. That would be Sir Tython.
Yep.
The greatest overlord design and most powerful, in my opinion. And then we have me, who was like, hey, no one's ever done with anything with Dracing the Furious. Let's complete like the class here, because we got a fighter, we got a wizard. Like, I don't want to do Zax. I can do Zaxxon, or I can do a cleric. I'm like, I want to do cleric. I don't want to do Zaxxon. Zaxxon's boring. We already got another freak. And then of course we could have had a assassin, like seer. Not Seer Seer, Seer as in Cear, Medusan Lord, right. But sorry, Graham only plays clerics because he's a one-trick pony. So he got Lacknock.
Yeah.
And he only plays devs, so that's why you got that. But the neutral aspect is fun. because again, it's anyone who has paid attention to the pregame discussions or anything like that, we already have the neutral overlords, which again, we are there for like side quests and bonus points. We are just an element of the game that requires a runner. We don't have any skin of the game, but so many people are talking shit to me, being like, I'm going to wipe the floor with you and I'm going to kick your ass and all that. And it's like, I don't care if I lose. I'm playing fucking Drasic. Like, I'm not going to sit here and win the tournament with Drasic. I physically cannot. I might embarrass some of you, which will be wonderful, and I look forward to doing so. But
yeah,
that's
I'm particularly excited to see how Siege Master performs with his 5e deck that with a little bit of modifications because there just aren't enough Siege cards in 5e.
Yeah, people were complaining.
I can't tell if it's good or bad yet. I have no idea. I think in a 3v1, it's gonna be rough, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. And then you just wipe the floor with them, and siege weaponry rains down on their heads, and they regret making this decision. So
exactly,
that's the plan.
But so the board might be confusing, but just follow along. Again, the mind games are fun. There will be drama. So if you love seeing grown men and some women yell at each other over the internet and mail each other bags of dicks, this is the place for you.
This is the place for you.
Yeah, but so this is the map. But again, you got to claim territories. You can collect treasure as well. Some of the black circles on here, like you can pick up items that now the warlord that claimed that territory can now use that in an actual game that you play. Just small buffs so you can do that. And if you kill these overlords, there's also like a bigger treasure that you get, which I believe is a storm shard. But there is a whole massive rules document to strategic, and I can tell you 90% of the people playing 98% of the players playing this did not read those damn rules. Probably at least at least 25% of the people running the event didn't even read it. So
yeah, I was gonna say we're just hoping most of the overlords read it, maybe at least skimmed it.
Yeah, exactly, just to enforce things, or when problems come up, then you figure it out and you go from there. But it's a lot, so it is like a board game. People love those, right? Tom Vassal, how about you grade Warlord based off of strategic instead? Maybe you because come on, you didn't even play a single fucking game of it. Never mind. So you definitely wouldn't play this or understand that. Fuck you, Tom Vassal. But yeah, that's right. Come on, we throw shades here.
Yeah, I like it. There's now official channel rivalry going on.
Actually, more or less, Tom, whoever the guy who it was did with him, it was like, that guy clearly knows nothing. Calls himself a CCG expert. That guy had more of an issue than with Tom. But yeah, there's a review of Warlord, which is very unfair and very hilarious if you actually know this game, guys. So please go take a look at it, because that's what happens when you have board game experts review CCGs.
I don't know that I want to give them the views. I stopped halfway through. I was just like, no, I'm done with this.
It hurts. But let's talk about the team dynamic here and what we got. So let me get up what is the team breakdown in this very fancy Excel document that Ali was able to graciously give me 10 minutes before we went live. But these are your usernames, and again, some of these usernames you might recognize, some you might not. And again, there's a lot of newer players on here too, but also people already memeing towards their team. Like Forge Cake is now Forge Keent, like Roy Kent, because of
I love that so much.
It's so perfect.
It is perfect. Like there is not a better relationship between him and Gracchus, and yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I don't have the overlords on this list. I just realized.
Yeah, I didn't have them on there because they can't do pit fights.
Yeah, that's true. But leading the Deverinian team in the top left corner here, which you can see, that would be Gun, right? Gun's running.
Yeah, that's why everybody's got guns.
Yeah, you can see half the team renamed themselves. Like Irish Punk is now Irish Irish Gun.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Yeah, but yeah, so Guns running that. They got poor Reclesis in Deveridians. He doesn't know. Actually, no, he probably knows devs. He isn't just elf players. But Melly K, he usually only knows Nothrogs, but he also loves trolling. So I think he's fine on that ragtag group of misfits over there. And look at this. We even got Kin to come out. Gunzel Alpen Boss. His name is, I think, is cut off on here, so I think it's even longer. But that is Kin, the actual owner of the Warlord Discord. So it was great that a Medusan Lord got to come and play in one of these. And
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, he kind of is a little different breed. So he's kind of like a Medusan emeritus, I guess we'll say. But like, it was just really good that he went into the strategic Discord, and I was like, well, shit, this is the first time I can time him out. I am absolutely fucking doing that. Let me mod this ass right now. So that was wonderful. But that is Team Dev. And also we can clearly see as organizers of the event, what each of the teams are discussing, except for the mercenaries, which we will get to eventually.
Cowardly.
Who decided to leave and go to their own island where they don't want our help. So that's fine. Fuck you. Well, you needed help. Actually, you called for it for a different reason.
If I really want.
So that's the devs. And I will say the devs. There have been memes already about this, but the conversations from the Deveridians and watching all of these conversations, that team's a bunch of savages. Let's just say that. I would say they're probably the most savage in terms of conversation and just train of thought and vomiting consciousness as they try to collectively build decks. Watching that has been entertaining. So the devs, as usual, are very entertaining. Followed,
yeah, you'd think it was Gracchus's team, but it's actually Gun.
Exactly. Followed secondly by Gracchus's team, which has been watching Gracchus's paranoia rise and rise as we go, which has been very wonderful. But hilariously enough, the dwarf team, again, other than the Bobby and Gracchus dynamic here, which is very wonderful. They got a good list of well-established players here, and a fair mix of newer players, but for the most part, the dwarf, I'd say, is a very solid team, and they are very organized, probably the most organized of everybody. This is Gracchus's Super Bowl
for now. Yeah, I mean, but until Gracchus scatters them to the wind in some wacky power play that he's hoping that he performed specifically because no one would see it coming and not because it'd be effective. Should be fun.
And then the elf. Who's the elf overlord? I forgot. Rain? Yeah. So Rain Blythewood and his team here. I would say they're probably the most normal.
Rain doesn't care what faction he gets. Blythewood.
Yep. He has a Free Kingdom name, but doesn't care what faction. But I do respect that too, because I think all these factions are good. So it's maybe less so with Saga, but with the Warlords, I think it does balance things out, and you can still do really cool stuff because with strategic, it's not like it's not one-on-one. It's these, you can get these 4-player pod games going. So I think every faction has a chance, and that's part of the appeal here. But yeah, I would say the elves are probably the most normal conversation-wise from what I've been seeing. Everyone's polite, respectful, and working to help better each other. There's not enough savagery, except for when Wes goes into trash talk. Then he's like, I'm in my element.
Wes is definitely the wild card then in the conversational aspect.
Yeah, but I'd say that they all are very cultured. So that's the elf team. Then Free Kingdoms, you got Kamikaze. They've been pretty entertaining. And they got some entertaining folks. My boy Ed over there, and Zide Punk now, who was a late addition.
Yep.
Very famously, Ian Holtelum. He's back in the fucking Free Kingdom faction. I wonder what Warlord he's gonna end up playing. But he famously betrayed some dwarves against an Overlord tournament and made us all collectively laugh because of who was on the other side. I think it was Taka and Mitch both got by him, and that was wonderful to see. So I look forward to that. And Chase defending his title because he won last time, so he is a returning Overlord for that. That's why we have multiple Kentucky people as Overlords. This time, though, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when he doesn't have Rain as a lieutenant. I'm not sure who his lieutenant is this go around. Do we have that?
I don't know. My guess would be Hosh, but I don't.
We do, yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it is Hosh. Yeah, we have that.
All right. Well, okay. Hosh could fill in as Rain, whereas he actually makes sure that the ship actually runs and Chase gets the credit.
Right.
So then Hosh could be an Overlord next thing. Oh, that's a funny pre-strategic anecdote that we can do. So AJ, and Kentucky guy, but lives in Cincinnati technically, but he's still Kentucky in our hearts. That's just how it goes. He was trolling the other Kentucky folks and trying to really convince them that Hosh was an Overlord and was just having already planting the seeds of distrust among their play group about who was actually an Overlord and who wasn't, because it wasn't publicly revealed yet. So he was just like leaving hints to try and really make Gracchus think that Hosh was an Overlord. And it was very hilarious to see unfold. I think it was up until they all got announced or they all got added to the group chat that finally dispelled it.
The strategic pregame.
But yeah, so that's the Free Kingdoms. Then we have the mercenaries. Sandington is the merc here. And the familiar people that we see here is Atomic Tomato, who might be related to somebody on this show.
You passed over the other two.
We're going in alphabetical order.
No. The other two people related to me that are on other teams.
Yeah. but I mean, like, so we have Amanda who's back with dwarves, so she's in her comfort zone. It's like she never left Team Dwarves. She was always there and is very happy to be there. She's also in on the Ted Lasso memes.
She was on Free Kingdoms last year.
She was on Free Kingdoms last. No, for the first year team. She was one of my Team Dwarf. I remember that. Yeah. So she can run Stone Fist happily and crush people again.
Stone Fist is rough and it's still okay, but...
no gargoyles.
Yeah. He's almost as rough as playing Broken Earth in 5e.
And then of course Tara.
No, he's way better than Broken Earth, but
that's true. And then Tara again. Tara's part of the normal team. As you can see, she play tested for her team and was very responsible before going out to a concert. So again, normal. Adam's on the wild card team, but that's good for him because he loves Shank. So that's gonna.
He just loves throwing out different weird ideas.
Yeah. So other than that, AJ's on this team. Close friend of Sandington, so he's a veteran. Midge somehow sneaks in as a replacement for somebody who did not show up, and I know a lot of people got pissed off about that. Which again, it's very strategic.
He claims, I liked his explanation. He said it was easy. You just make a burner account, get drafted, and then don't respond so that he can jump in as a backup.
It is a pro play since Tesla X will always forever be in our hearts. And DJ is not on the mercenaries, but yeah, like Pedro. Yeah, Pedro kind of counts. I know he's newer, but still.
Pedro's he's been top 8 in more than one event. So he's got some chops, and then a lot of newbies.
Yeah, and then a lot of newbies. And Sanjington not talking to newbies as you should talk to newbies. Sanji, be nice to people, you asshole. That's all we will say.
He's known for his tact. I'm really surprised that happened.
Yeah. But Sanji also being the paranoid, I guess perfect for strategic person that he is not using the mercenary channels that we have in the strategic Discord because he decided to create his own so that we may not see what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're not coming for the Overlords or the Medusan Lords. And even if you do, again, you have a team of riffraffs and you're gonna botch it. Because you rely on us to build your decks anyways, Andy, so it's all right.
But I mean, just talk about like how much cowardice that takes too. Like, I'm not even
Wait.
gonna say a word in these channels because I know that the Medusans can see it. Like, it's not, everyone else, like, you can have a DM conversation on the side. It's fine, but at least throw something out there in the chat, right? Just to keep things interesting.
In
But
her jersey,
no,
in our Jersey chat, he said like I specifically did this because I do not trust the Medusan lords, and I just responded with like I know everything you're gonna do anyway because you're gonna post it here in this chat, and he's like, oh no, you're different, you're not a Medusan lord. It's like in this fucking Discord I am, so I can see everything.
Yeah.
But again,
yeah.
he as I said to anyone who doesn't march to Denska on turn 1 is a punk ass bitch. So Sanji has confirmed to be a punk ass bitch. So we'll just say that.
Okay, got it confirmed. We will mark that down in the strategic achievements.
Yep. So I formally apologize to anyone on his team, in case he won't do that. But have fun, guys. That's all I'll say. Playing with the other people will be a lot more fun than playing with Sanji. And then we have the Nothrogs, which is another returning overlord. We needed to get some European representation, so we went to none other than Sly Fox, who somehow finds a way. He, again, the winner of the first strategic, somehow finding way to get Nothrog again. So he doesn't have Marcel though to build all his decks for him though. So Sly, hopefully you were able to do something this time. I gotta see. I do have faith in Sly as a leader. He has the demeanor and coolness that you will want from a leader, and he's got a pretty deep team. I mean DJ Yang Man sucks, but that's fine in a loving way.
He does have an interesting. I think he's got an interesting variation of people on that team.
Let's turn to our Nothrog, expert and analyst on the thing. What do you think about this Nothrog team here, Ollie?
I mean, I think I don't know. Like again, I think there's a lot of people that don't normally play Nothrog, but I mean that are good players. So I think you go in and you start swinging. It's not complicated. Being a Nothrog is not complicated. That's what we love about it.
It's just straightforward. Go bash people. Yeah, you've seen the thing have to play the green guys after being a sworn free kingdom. That's fun. Yotaka, a staunch dwarf, also has to play the green guys, but both of those have seen the green guys on the other side because of rivalries, so they should understand their enemy. Sir Tokalot and Tomato though are definitely Nothrog. I think PJ's an elf player, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. Resto has no idea how Nothrogs work. That's why he's not Throg.
I had to look it up. I didn't know who Akvok's will to live was. That's Chuda Pliskin.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Akvok's will live.
I don't know, does he I don't know what he normally plays. He's only playing in strategic, right?
Damn, Sanjiton, you are like 5 minutes late. Let's just say that. You're gonna have to watch the VOD now, sucker. He literally just popped in the chat.
Hey, Resto.
Yeah, I think the Nothrogs, I think they'll be all right. So I turn to you guys.
Fighters. They can run fighters ways.
What do you guys think? Which of these 6 teams do you think wins this event? Let's start with that. I got a few questions to think. Like, who do you think wins? Start with Ollie.
I mean, I think Nothrog are very good in a team game. Like, I think it's one of the things, like, they've always done well in the strategic. I think it's pretty easy to design a 2v2 kind of pairing that works well. And so I think that's just being able to just be aggressive and burn down one player and then play 2v1 is just kind of what most of the big fights turned out. So I don't know. I think Nothrog will do well. I think Deborinians have a very strong player character base, so that's I think that would be my second pick.
Alrighty, Russ, what are you thinking?
Well, I feel like a lot of people talk about how Deborinians are the strongest in 5e, and that's not wrong. But now that we're in this strategic environment, it's like the strength of any one deck is not at all the biggest determining factor of who gets points on this map. So I think they could easily be outmaneuvered, possibly. They could get teamed up on. I think, like Ollie was saying, to the right, 2v2 match. I don't think devs are particularly much stronger than any other faction, even in the 5e, sort of paradigm. But and I would agree that Nothrog. I think the other thing that Nothrogs have going for them is that when I think of all the ancients warlords out there, I think Nothrog have so many just beat down fighters that will do well with 5e decks, which I think is going to help them in this game, this tournament. But I think mercenaries might be, thinking back of all the ancients, warlords. I think mercenaries have the widest selection, the widest variety of warlords, in my opinion. And so I think, if they play their cards right and on the map, I think the mercenaries could possibly take it.
Yeah, I could see Mercs doing good, and I do agree with Ollie that Nothrogs will at least be in the hunt. My pick, I think, I still think Free Kingdoms is very underrated because I think that they still are one of the better factions in Saga, and they, I think, are getting like dwarves are most improved, like warlord wise, but even then, I would say like they have trouble in Saga, but they already have like good warlords. So like I don't think the dwarfs really get much. Like they get Zod, that's cool. They get Trespass, which is really cool. But I think the Free Kingdoms, like historically, have had some great warlords, and I think that they probably benefit the most from Kerberos, if I had to guess. So I think the Free Kingdom faction is going to surprise people. And once again, I think we can then make the same joke that Chase will be a 2-time strategic winner, but the credit will go to his lieutenant. So I am leading in on that being the case again. Being the chase again. There's the pun. So yeah, my pick is Freaks. I think the Freaks are going to do good. But you never know. Again, let's talk about who will be the biggest wild card and why will it not be Gracchus? That is the question. Do either of you think anyone other than Gracchus will do some wild shit?
I do. I think that everyone on Gracchus's team has reason. This is like a game of Clue, where it's like everyone has reason to betray him. So the real question is who will do it and by what method, So I think that by default that means everyone on Gracchus's team could be the big wild card of the tournament. That's my thought.
Okay. Any other crazy predictions, Ollie, that you think will happen? Like, let's say, like, what is something crazy that you think will happen this time that maybe either repeats itself from history or is a new spin to the strategic lore?
I think all the overlords will die.
Oh, that's a bold
prediction.
prediction.
I've seen that before, but I think that's gonna. I think the sheer number of players, is gonna make it more likely that the overlords go down.
And in fact, that leads me to something I wanted to talk about, Chris, if you don't mind, is the prizes that are coming up for this tournament.
Go
on. Because these copies of the overlords are designated to go to the people running the overlords in this tournament, unless they get defeated. In which case, that card will go to whoever it was that defeated them. So I sure hope that you are right, Ollie. I would love to see people earning that prize and claiming the one sole copy of the card that's going to be awarded during the tournament. Because that's my hope, is it gets people mixing it up, because that was probably my biggest complaint with Strategic 24 was that the overlords, aside from a little early fun that Gracchus had after he got all the other overlords to promise not to attack each other, and then turn one assaulted every overlord he could. Other than that, most of the overlords kind of just didn't get involved at all, and I didn't like seeing that. So I hope that we see that differently this tournament, because there are prizes on the line, not to mention our bounty system, right, where anyone can put up a prize for any particular task in the tournament. And so we've already seen a couple of bounties go up for neutral overlords and for faction overlords. So Yeah, I think if we get enough interest, I think that would be great, Ollie. I think I would love to see you proven right.
If you wither 3 times against an overlord and kill it, you will become an overlord on the actual Discord. That is a legitimate
Yes,
bounty.
Graham has posted that bounty. Well, he didn't actually post it, but he posted it in another comment somewhere else, and then it was posted. It was copied and pasted into the bounty channel, and Graham confirmed it is a real bounty. That yes, if you triple wither and kill an overlord, you become an overlord in the main Discord. So I cannot wait to see that.
The bounty system will be
fantastic.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Um,
we gotta come up with other bounties. Like, you know, let's not do
well,
pick a tournament theme, because we saw how that all fucking worked out last time, right, Russ?
hey, I thought it worked out great. I thought it worked out great. I just didn't necessarily decide on what tournament we ended up playing.
Yes, you did.
But I've got this beautiful box of boosters that also is going to go to the winning team. So so hopefully, so for the players that are watching, you know, if your overlord is slacking and they're not going to help you win the tournament, you got to whip them into shape because there are booster packs on the line for you. So as well as we're going to be getting MVPs for each team. That's going to get a custom built prize wheel that we will award prizes to them at the end of the tournament. So each team is going to have one winner, one MVP. And then what else? There was another prize that. Um, oh yeah. Oh well, no. I was just going to mention that originally it was just us poor Medusans. We're just coming out of our own personal supply of cards here. So it was just going to be one pack per player on the winning team. But we had an anonymous donor that sent an entire box to add to the prize support. So thank you to that donor because makes things a little more exciting, I think.
Why do they gotta be anonymous? We want to thank them. Why don't they just come forward? Cowards.
I don't know.
Thank you,
Well-
cowards.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um,
And yes, I do hope to see a bunch more bounties come into play throughout the course of the tournament because that's the best part. Is you hate some particular player on another team or on your team, or they beat you in a pit fight or whatever it is, and you throw out a bounty just to like throw a big pile of prizes and see if someone can come and take them out for you. I think that's just brilliant. I love the bounty system.
yeah, I think that is very good and adds a lot more flavor to something that is already so flavorful. But yeah, do we think that anyone's going to kill Latnock? That's what I want to know. Gentlemen, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like the odds are slim, but then again,
the 3v1 makes it interesting, right? I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a tough matchup. If you're drawing a 5-card hand, if you're not Diabolus and you're playing with your own rules, I think it's tough to prepare for all the potential combinations that 3 different people could throw against you.
And just not just run out of gas, while you're dealing with 15 cards in your opponent's hands. Yeah, I agree.
Yep, I do think he will go down. I think he will just be overwhelmed. I do think it'll take like 6 hours. But
You mean kind of like the last Medusan Lord defeat at last strategic?
that was like 2.5, I think, right? Something like that.
It was a long.
We were
a
all
long
definitely
game.
decked out, and then it would have went even longer, but I got risky and decided like I'm tired of this standoff that we have. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
fuck this shit. I'm going home.
And then it was wait, I was gonna say Blitzer, but that's not the reindeer.
Blade Dancer.
It was Blade Dancer. Yeah, thank you. The Blade Dancer that just spent and murdered him. Although that's with 5e rules format, that's
A lot
no
tougher.
longer even an option, is it?
Yeah, so just have Latnock go up against 3 Dev Axe decks, and let's see what and then have all 3 of them draw the Axe and the Steel Forge, and then watch Graham be like, "Hey, how about you you can get some bonus points by killing each other, and all three of them are going to be like, nah, fuck you, and just shit all over
Nope,
them.
you're dead.
Like Graham will try his best to like politic his way into surviving, being like, again, you have to land the killing blow in order to get the credit on this. So, right? Because I believe that's how it works in the rules. They have to be the one that actually kills it.
Yep.
So like that dynamic, when that happens, if like it comes up, like let's say pairing deck building wise and 2v1 which is really 3v1, ends up like that the other three players are coming to kill that guy. Seeing the dynamic of those other three players will be interesting and will be fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that. So yeah, I think Latnock is. I think you're probably right that Latnock will go down. And then what about the rest of the Overlords though? I mean,
I'm definitely dying.
Yeah,
I'm definitely dying.
I don't. I'm not so positive about Tython. I don't know if the 5e format can handle Tython.
Tython's really
I don't honestly know.
good.
I think they're definitely. I guess if that's a goal, I think the 3v or even a 2v1. I think there's things that you could do, right? Like if that. I just don't know. I can't remember how many points are Overlords worth. 20, or is it?
I think at one point it was 50. I don't know how much it is now.
50?
I think it's less now. I don't know.
I'll double check that.
This is Graham's show.
Yep. Where's Graham for this? He can answer all these questions.
Yeah, he's got this all memorized.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think Siege Master is going to die too. I think
I don't think I put as much extra meat in order to give myself a chance, but I don't. I hope that I can at least make it through one battle, and but we'll see.
I think Tython will go down like last round or like next to last round. I think that he'll die there.
You think so? You think they'll finally take him down
after they've seen your deck and realize like, oh, he plays like Eager Blade and he's fucking terrible? Somebody will cook something up to specifically counter you, and they will do it.
Oh, I hope they try. So it's 30 points for the Overlord and 70 points for the Medusan.
Okay. Yeah, Latnock's definitely going down. That 70 points is way too juicy. Not put together something for.
Yep.
We'll see Graham, like, as the match is getting started, put a bounty out there to be like, if someone betrays their other player in the Medusan Lord fight, I'll give them 500 packs of ITA.
Do we know who/what the ML is on the field already? Yes. Have you not looked at the map, Resto? You should. You're playing in this event.
You may not know who Latnock is, so you just search up the card Latnock, Latnok, and that's who the Medusan is.
Take a look at Myreth border, which would be almost the center of your screen, but like going southwest. The purple guy is Jason Angle Deverinian. That is Latnock, run by Graham.
It's kind of sad to me how AEG, especially like towards the end, where they're like, we keep making Medusan Lords and we keep needing art, and it's like it used to be like a special thing, like Queen of Ceneri is like amazing Quentin Hoover art, like it's so good. And then it's like they're like, no, we need a bunch more Medusans. So they're like, we're just gonna commission like bulk orders from artists that we work with. And Engel does like a piece with like 5 characters just standing there, and they're like, all right, each of you are Medusans, we got it. Just like random people doing random things, like
they did that with Dexton. Dexton Feldark was like that because of Engel did that with like you said, like the portrait. I think Latnock was in that too. He's in there with
I think he was,
Charlotte, Dilchance, and somebody else. I can't remember who it is. That's a good point.
It's like, aren't these supposed to be like uber badass guys? Like, why is he just some weird gangly looking guy standing in some mist? Like, what is he doing?
I think angle art got expensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, not when you buy in bulk, apparently.
I love that my Medusa Lord for Orvok, it was commissioned for Grabsky. It was a Grabsky Medusan Lord, the only Grabsky Medusan Lord. And
Yeah.
man, was he severely underpaid. And that was before he fell off the face of the earth. But I love that guy. Shout out to Anthony Grabsky. Hope he's
Yeah.
doing well and glad that he actually came back and did art for this.
Me too.
I'm glad that
Fun
Woodrow's
fact-
hunt for him for years finally succeeded.
Yeah. Do you know he got started in CCG art when he was working? So so Brian Wackwitz, one of the like MTG artists from like the first 2 or 3 sets or something, um, he ran airbrush and paint shop, and he had two kids that worked for him. One of them was Antonio Grabsky, and the other one was Mark Daly. And so they both got started in the CCG industry because Wackwitz was like, hey, I got to do a bunch of CCG art, like just help me out, guys. And so they did art together. And in L5R, like all of them were dual credited until Anthony Grabsky like split off and started doing a bunch of his own pieces. That's why he's doing CCG art, and I'm so glad he's back because I agree with you. I think he's a blessing to the game, big time.
He's a native son of Philadelphia, I believe, and he regularly came to the New Jersey conventions for the old Warlord tournaments, which let me tell
He
you,
did?
we're degenerate. But he was regularly drunk at those events, getting drunk with names like Joe Kaiser and Rich Salas, who might mean something to the old heads out there. But like, yeah, there was. I remember being a young kid seeing like just guy sitting there like drunk out of his fucking mind, and it was Grabsky, and I just got a friggin' Charlie horse cramp. So I'm stretching out, guys. I'm in serious pain midstream. Ow! Ah, that's
What you do?
I don't know. I think I just had my leg in a bad position all stream, and then I just moved in a bad way, and now I got a Charlie horse. So hopefully you all can hear me. But ow, I am really hurting.
We can hear you. So if you keel over, we'll call 911 for you.
I might keel over. It's very possible. But check out what Forge Cake is talking about in the Twitch stream. So, Grabsky's favorite snack is indeed popcorn, because we gave him popcorn at that, and he did a drawing for one of the local New Jersey players' weddings of Ornk, and they were Team Ornk. So that is what's going on there.
I love it.
You know, I might legitimately be cursed. Hold on, I have to get rid of my camera.
Okay.
Because I need to do some shit here, but you can all still hear me.
We can hear you.
Any last thoughts on strategic here, as Vac dies, literally on camera?
Should we be worried about him?
No, I'm good.
So this will be all over YouTube. It'll be like streamer dies midstream, while getting Charlie horse. So no, I think final thoughts on strategic is that I'm just really excited to see it because, like I was saying earlier, you know, it's not just 5e because we have all the warlords throughout Ancients, and because it's strategic, you know, another Cerberus event where it was just a straight up tournament, we might have, you know, bans or something because some warlords would be a little too strong in the 5e format. But with strategic, it's gonna balance itself out, right? You know, if Zod is just way too good for 5e, well, I guarantee you, at some point, he's gonna march into some territory and be surrounded by 15 other warlords, and he's gonna go down. So I look forward to that part. I look forward to seeing, you know, what warlords really are overpowered in the 5e format, and what countermeasures the other players put in for that. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see just, you know, the community come together and tear itself apart and then put itself back together again. And you know, I want to see you know, a lot of matches, a lot of people watching the matches and you know, trying to, you know, figure out how to get their team on the top of that scoreboard. And so yeah, no, I think it's I don't know. I'm sad I don't get to play as a player because I've really enjoyed the last two. but I'm glad that we can make it happen, and I think it's definitely one of the unique experiences in an online community. So I hope everybody takes advantage of it and enjoys it. So.
Yep, enjoy the ride. And for anyone watching that is not in the tournament, just know you can still join our strategic Discord and watch the watch the craziness, as well as watch the matches that are streamed and watch the matches on Untap, because it'll all be there. But yeah, you're more than welcome to join on the Discord as well and see the fun. So yeah, and I was gonna say something else about strategic. Oh yeah, about how with this number of players, we've got 60 actual players, 6 teams of 10, and with the people, the Medusans and Overlords, that's basically 70 players in this tournament, which to the extent of my knowledge is the largest tournament we've had online. I haven't played in any tournament online with more.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to say there were some we were doing like the cycle of like Saga, campaign, epic, 4E. I thought some of those were close, but maybe not quite.
It's a big bloody stupid hat with a big bloody stupid curse on it.
Well, that's exciting.
Hey, Gun, I took my hat off. Don't worry. Oh no, it's Gain a hat. Oh damn, hold on. Let me see.
You could just tell us you did that.
Hey, I'm back and I'm alive. There we go.
Oh, good.
I wasn't sure how, because I moved my desk to standing so that I can stand and stretch out, but I thought it would go above my green screen, like when I elevated the desk. So that's why my camera's off. But there we go. I got a hat just for you. So there you go. I'm back and among the living, folks.
Any final thoughts from you for strategic?
This is the first time I felt like I was going to die on my actual stream. Because it wasn't just a Charlie horse. It was a double Charlie horse, one at each leg. So I literally just got up
and walked. What did you do?
I don't know, dude. Getting old sucks. I should have died young. All right, let me tell you.
This is a high performance sport doing Warlord streaming. So obviously,
that's the problem, because I was out all day walking around carrying around a toddler as I walked up and down the town. So like I did a lot of physical activity, and now I was just sitting here not moving at all for like an hour, 20 minutes. And that's when the cramps happen when you're old. You're like, oh, hold on. What is this? You weren't moving? No, I don't move anymore. So
your kids have their own legs.
Yeah, no, you would think, right? That's how that's supposed to work? No.
Yeah, not when they don't want to.
Yeah, very stubborn. Comes up, looks up and hands up. It's like, okay, yes, honey, I will. And I paid for it. And I also forgot the fucking stroller like an idiot. So this is, again, all my fault. So I am being tortured, but I have survived. That's because I have a Nick hat.
Well done.
So there you go. But
we're glad to have you, because we need you to stream a lot of matches for strategic. So you better stay alive.
So yeah, exactly. I do plan on doing that. I look forward to that. And again, like the final thoughts on strategic, it's going to be a shit show, but it's going to be entertaining. So I'm glad a lot of people love it. I still have a very complicated relationship with it because of how the first one went that everybody laughs about. It is still one of Fat Kid's, like, if you ask Fat Kid, like, what is his top 5 moments in life? Round 1 of the first strategic online and seeing me come into the Jersey chat and complain about it is like number 4 on his list. So he is very thrilled about that, because I was not happy and I fucking let him have it. That's strategic for you. So I look forward to seeing more of that, and it is much more fun to not be involved and enjoy the ride. So I very much look forward to seeing how this unfolds. And that will do it. So until next, I guess we can just kind of sign off. So thank you to everybody who came and hung out in chat. You all are awesome. I got to thank some subbers here, but hold on. Let me see, because nobody subbed during this. But it's even oh, look at that. I just spoke too soon. Ollie's like, hold on, I need to get a thank you here. So Ollie, I would like to personally thank you for your subscription, but also for coming on and co-hosting with me. Go ahead.
No problem.
Thank you.
Anytime.
There was a sub from Twinkie Garcia 1 that subscribed with Prime 8 days ago when there was no stream. Just out of the blue, found my Twitch thing, was like, damn, this is a cool thing. I want to follow and subscribe. So here we are, 8 days later, giving them for their first piece of content for their sub. So thank you to Twinkie Garcia. Because you just
We hope it was worth it.
you sub for the love of the game. I love it. But hopefully you'll be giving you some actual game content in the coming weeks and days. So and I had pants on the whole time, chat. You all are fucking gross. I have shorts on, actually. Maybe not pants, but b-ball shorts. Exactly. Come on. It's all about basketball. What's up, Ollie? I heard my own voice
boxers.
yelling over you.
You've got boxers on at least.
Boxer briefs. I'm a boxer briefs guy. Let's get a little intimate on this show. So I go with the combo here, but b-ball shorts anytime I'm indoors. And come on, it's the summer. It's muggy out. Exactly. See, he knows. Lumberjacks is in my atmosphere of New Jersey.
It's all boxers for me all the way, but I can understand. I feel like if I ever did try boxer briefs, I'd probably be a convert. You know, they do look comfy.
Yeah, exactly. And as you get old, it's just better. Let's not go too deep down this conversation. I don't wear thongs.
And on that note,
Not get Halo deep.
Yeah, exactly. I don't free ball either. Get out of here. You're gross if you do that. But yeah, thanks to everybody who came and hung out in chat. You all are awesome. And may you all kill each other in strategic and inflict actual emotional damage on each other for years to come. So until then, folks, take it easy and have a good one. Go Knicks. Knicks in 4, baby. Alrighty. We're all done. Gentlemen, I was literally dying. I don't know what the fuck happened.
yeah, what the hell?
Oh wait, we're still everyone can hear it. Hold on. I'm gonna mute so none of you all can hear me complain about my Charlie horse where I was actually dying.